Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to BB's Customs. I'm Rich. This is episode 17 of the CB250 scrambler build. It's been a while. It's good to get back onto it. Today we're going to get this somewhere into there. Okay, so you may remember that this needs to be mounted around here. Somewhere in there like that. To enable enough room for the battery to come into here, sit down and fit without hitting this. So what we're going to do, I was going to have brackets coming out here with a bar going straight across underneath to support it like that. I think what I'm going to do now is still have the brackets coming out here, but instead of having a bar straight across, just have a small tab with a hole in it so I can screw through. I'll weld some threaded rod onto the bottom of this. That's going to sit in there with the two hole there and a hole there. Screw down onto the brackets, and then that will be nice and secure. Yeah, that's the plan. So let's stick with that for now and see how it goes. Oh, better measure it first, right? That's why I got the ruler. So if that's going to sit there, then the length of this is, let's call it 70 millimeters. Okay, so I've got my bit of bar in my nice new vise. Let's zoom out. Let's have a look at this. Let's move. Look at this. Nice new vise. I can finally not worry about the parts flying out when I cut them. So we're going to mark up 70 mil in from the end. One across there. Give it a bit for the cutter. And we're going to have another one there. And there. Cut those off. We'll shape them up a little bit. What shape should we go for? Let's give that about 10 mil there. This is going to be something like that. That's a guess. Don't take that as gospel. So we'll have this coming down just in front of that, like that. So what we're going to aim for is that, and then we'll weld the tab. One welded there, one welded there, so they'll be welded like this. Cool.
Shut up and sit down.
Okay, now we have our two brackets. Where's the camera? There's the camera. Let's get central. Right, so these are going to be welded to the bike, and they're going to sit under there like this. So what I need to do now is just line those up with that, weld a little tab on the inside of here and the inside of here, and then we can clamp all that together, pop some holes through, and then see where I need to weld them onto the frame. If anyone asks, you guys did not see me set fire to my other half's tomato plant. Okay, so they're still quite hot, but these are my 4 little tabs which I need to weld on. So we'll file all the crap off of that and get those tacked onto these. Okay, so what I've got set up now, this is so much easier with the vise. So what I've got set up now is this is clamped next to this at 90 degrees, they're level on the bottom. I've cleaned up these faces so that when I get the welder in there, then it's going to have a nice little adhesion to it. I'm going to spot here and here, do the same on the front, repeat for the other one, and then we can start mocking up where we want them to go on the bike. Okay, so now that these tabs are tacked on, these are going to sit under there like that. I'll rest that from there. These are going to go on here like this. The other one this side. The drill through there, through this. I'll use that to tack a threaded bar onto this bit. Excuse me, and then we can bolt it together, get it in the bike, and just grind this corner off to where I need to be. What I might do though is just put, you know, actually I'm happy with these where they are, so I'm gonna finish off welding these on. The light is failing, it's starting to get a bit dark as you can probably tell, so after this I'm going to pack it up for tonight and then carry on tomorrow. Hopefully it'll still be in the same video. Okay, it's the next day, so what we're doing, we're going to drill some holes through this, won't we, to tap and put some bolts in there. So I'm going to go get some clamps, clamp this on, drill holes through, weld some studding into this, and then we can bolt this onto here, get it measured up into the bike, cut whatever excess off of here we need, and get these brackets welded into the frame. Okay, just while I remember, I want to do a little bit of a shout out to some friends of mine. I was very privileged to be the photographer for their wedding on the last weekend, so a big congratulations to Laurel and Tom Rumsey, who in payment, even though it was meant to be a wedding gift for them, in payment for the photography, they bought me some new welding toys. So I've got myself a new welding mask, a whole bunch of new clamps, and some magnets, some angle magnets, which is going to make fabricating easier, coupled up with this bench. So yeah, a huge thank you to them for that, and I promise it will all go to good use. Okay, so I've got these clamped where I want them. I'm going to drill through the back two, get a bolt in there, weld that in, clamp that with a nut on there, and then line these up so I can drill the front too. Before I go putting any holes in though, so what I intend to do for the threaded bar, just to make sure that it's in there really well, is to use an M6 tap, like this one here. So for those of you who don't know, an M6 tap a standard one has got a 1mm pitch, which is the distance between the two peaks of the thread. So the drill hole you need to make in order to put this through and get a good thread on it would be the size of the thread minus the pitch. So for 6mm thread with a 1mm pitch, you need to drill a 5mm hole. Same as if it was a 4mm thread with a 0.7mm pitch, you'd have to drill a 3.3mm hole. But luckily I have a 5mm drill. So we're going to pop that through there and then tap the bottom of this. I'm going to drill these into clearance because we want the thread to go through these. Tap this, put a stainless steel bolt into there, and then tack it with the welder from the underside so it can't come back out, and then it's held in place by two separate things. So ideally you'd use some cutting fluid, but a little bit of WD-40 would be okay for this. It's only got to go through a little bit. Okay, so now we've got both our brackets bolted onto the bottom of here. So let's get it on the bike, mark out where I need to cut off, and then get these things welded on. Okay, so this is where this thing is going to be living, somewhere around there. So if I cut off almost straight to that corner there, put a little mark here, like that. We're going to go straight from this corner down to here on this one, and then we'll move around. I'll get that off, unbolt the other side, we'll tack that on, and then we'll see how we look for the other side. No, we won't. I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to cut the same on both. Okay, so this is now going to sit about there. So it's going to come across this tube here, so we're going to grind this, get the paint off, do the same on the other side, and get that welded on. Okay, now to see if we can still get the battery in. Okay, if you take that off, you can, no problem at all. Okay, so it looks like It's either mounted too high. Yeah, it's mounted too high. I need to bring it down a bit. So we'll grind those off and we'll have another go. Okay. Attempt number 2. Right, let's try that. What we caught on? Oh, we're caught on the wiring loom at the back. That's not fair because that's not going to be there. So let's just shuffle that out of the way like that. That's going to be there, that's going to be there. Okay, now we can get the battery in. Right, let's weld that on properly and then clean it up, paint it, and move on to the next job. It does help if you put the earth back on. Okay, so the battery is finally back in. What I might do whilst I was putting that on, I was kind of thinking that, you know, the likelihood of that thing needing to come back out is very, very minimal. So I might drill out those threaded bars and just weld this straight onto here. Just put a straight bead across there on both sides. I mean, it'll never come off, it'll be perfectly fine. But before I do that, I do need to put in a little support bar at the back so we can have the rubber strap going over the top and a little hook down here for it to latch onto. Once that's done, I'll weld this on and then it's on to the electric tray to tidy up the rest of it. I hope you've enjoyed watching me do this. It's been a learning curve. Cutting bits off, putting it back on again, but it's finally there. If you've got any tips or experience on how you've tackled this on a build you've been doing, or you've seen it somewhere else, then feel free, put it in the comments box. I'm always up for learning new ways of doing things. Just because the way I've done it has worked doesn't mean it's the best way to do it at all. So if you can find other ways of doing it, then please let me know. Yeah, next time, as I said, it'll be onto the electrics tray to tuck all of this up under here, and then we can look at starting the bike then, I guess. Get it all wired up. Put some more oil in it. Don't let me forget, I haven't put any oil in it. Yeah, I shall catch you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Yeah, good stuff to come. Cheers.